Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, extra range foot archers meet extra range bombard cannons as Survivalist playing as the Britons in red prepares to take on Lucky playing as the Turks in green. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings because we find ourselves on Arena today and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age, probably Castle Age ASAP as gates and walls crumble around us. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Britons are a civilization built around supporting its ranged units. Their archery ranges work faster. Their foot archers, except for skirmishers, get extra free range starting in the Castle Age. Now, that's not enough range for you. All of their foot archers can actually be upgraded to get even more range. Now, all of this vitamin R is fantastic news for their unique unit, the Longbowman, a decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 tiles of range when fully upgraded. Looks like Survivalist playing a little bit with his ibex. Nobody told him not to play with his dinner, and so the ibex gets pushed a little bit, ignored a little bit, and then finally does fall. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful in the game because they can be upgraded not only to do blast damage, but also to have 100% accuracy against stationary units, which I have discovered is basically a death sentence for any villagers that are attempting to repair a Treb that is being attacked by a Briton Warwolf Treb. To support their military production, Briton town centers are actually 50% cheaper when it comes to their wood cost, and their shepherds work 25% faster. Looks like their shepherds are going to move on to this sheep once they finish. Never mind, yours truly. First wrong call of the game at the 3-minute mark. In any event, once they start working away on Bessie the sheep, or whatever the name of that sheep that was cloned like 20 years ago, those shepherds are going to work 25% faster. Pivoting to the right side of the map where we've got our Turk in green, a civilization built around supporting their gunpowder units. Turkish gunpowder units are created faster, have extra HP, come with cheaper technologies, and some of their gunpowder units can be upgraded to get extra range. Now, staying on brand, the unique unit of the Turks is the Janissary, a more expensive but overall less accurate hand cannoneer that comes with more HP, a better attack, and more armor, but no bonus against infantry. Now, to support these heavy but expensive units on the field of battle, I was going to say fields, but on Arena, generally, it's a field singular of battle. The Turks can field some pretty decent supporting units of their own. Their scout line units do come with extra pierce armor, which is potentially a little problematic for an archer civilization like the Britons. Their cav archers can be upgraded to get a massive 20 extra HP, which doesn't sound like much, but is a 40% increase to their HP. And their scout line units automatically upgrade to light cav and then to hussar once they reach castle in Imperial Age. Literally my favorite thing to watch in Age of Empires, aside of course from the big old battles. But when it comes to civ bonuses and features, watching the Turkish scout mature into a light cav and then mature into a hussar from basically Dark Age and Feudal to castle and then Imperial gives them basically, I keep saying basically for some reason, it gives them access to top of the line raiding units without having to wait for the upgrade or pay for the upgrade. Now, in order to afford their gunpowder units, which, if you played or watched this game, you know are quite gold intensive, Turkish gold miners do work 20% faster than normal. They get the chemistry upgrade free of charge, and that upgrade feature that I just mentioned where these guys become light cav and then hussars does save them 1,300 resources if we're lucky enough to get into the Imperial Age, which whenever you see a Turk on Arena, probably good bet that you're going to get to see the Imperial Age. It does save them 1,300 resources, as I said, 650 of which is gold. Speaking of gold, speaking of resources, the important thing is, oh, wait a second. Why did he delete this? This is technically not open. I don't think this is anything, right? Yeah, the bamboo is something though. So not open, but an interesting little deletion there. As I was saying, speaking of resources, the important thing on Arena, in my opinion, at least in the very early to mid stage of the game, where are the resources located inside and how easy are they to lame? And holy moly, in almost 2 years of casting games, especially on Arena, I don't think I've ever seen a resource patch right next to the wall. And so this stone pile, very easy to lame. Where is his additional stone? Everyone in Arena starts with extra gold and stone outside their settlement. Oh, the stone is kind of nearby. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it was to the south or to the north. Basically, Survivalist, if he plops himself right here with a nice juicy castle, can potentially hinder the construction of a castle, which might mean problems for the Turks if they go late stage bombard cannon or cav archer, because you need a castle to get those unique technologies. And so if you lame the stone, you lame potentially the castle, but we'll see. Survivalist on, for his part, no resources in the forward position, but what he does have is a nice location for a mining camp. Should he have put the mining camp here and then a town center here? This is like a pretty damn juicy location for a town center, and whenever he wants to, he can delete that mining camp if he so wishes and place a town center. I mean, a town center right here would be absolutely ideal for both of these resource patches. It could literally wedge it right between these two patches, but Survivalist, for his part, does not have any exposed resources, has already started walling off with a pair of houses, and looks like our Turk wants to create a bit of an arrowhead wall off in case he gets attacked. I'm curious to see if Survivalist puts on the aggression in this matchup, because like I said, when you see Turks on Arena, whether you're low elo, mid elo, high elo, or no elo, generally fast Imperial is the name of the game, although it is Survivalist who's going up to Feudal Age off the back of 1 extra villager. 2 extra seconds of TC idle time means that he's going to be about 27 seconds or so behind his opponent going up to Feudal, which is not really that big of a deal because I'm assuming the second Feudal hits, yeah, our Turk is just going to train villagers. So by the time Survivalist hits Feudal Age, our Turk will have caught up with an extra villager. Barracks suggests to me that he is going to add in a stable as well. Generally on Arena, there are 3 stages of the game. In the first stage, the players rush their butts up to Castle Age. Once they hit Castle Age, they start fighting over these relics, these physics, gravity-defying relics, these golden idols. And once all 5 are accounted for, taken by the monks, the warrior priests, into the respective monasteries and fortified churches, then stage 2 of the game ends, and stage 3 begins, where the players have absolutely no more excuse not to fight each other. And so they build big old armies, get infrastructure out in the middle of the map. Whether it'll be green or red, we'll see. And Survivalist does hit Feudal at the exact same villager count. And then stage 3 is usually the funnest, most fun one, where they basically fight and build armies and go at each other. Looks like Survivalist really wants fast castle here. Maybe he's going to be ignoring the relics. He's already got 5 villagers on stone, which tells me there is going to be a castle placed. He does not get any kind of stone discount on the town centers. It is purely a wood discount. And so we'll see if he goes eco, if he goes military. I'm trying to think, neither of these are civilizations you really want to meet fully upgraded in the Imperial Age. And our Turk will be heading up about 30 seconds ahead of his opponent. Again, 1 villager behind this time. Sorry, not this time. 1 villager behind again. And now Survivalist adds a few more seconds TC idle time, but not the end of the world. Let's see how many relics he's seen. He has seen 4. This was a lucky scout. Where is the 5th one that he hasn't seen? Oh, it's down here in the ether. That is a tiger, a stone patch, and a relic. Has our Turk seen all 5? Our Turk has seen 4. Which one has he missed? The one closest to Survivalist base. So the fact that our Turk is not even exploring the map, has basically seen where Survivalist base is, just the tip, and then returned, and has not even scouted the relics nearby, tells me that he is interested in perhaps turtling up a little bit. And Survivalist, for his part, is 90 gold. Oh, my goodness, 90 stone, right as I finished that sentence. 40 stone away from plopping down a castle in 45 seconds. Our Turk does not have any stone miners at all. Does have 3 gold miners, which, remember, for the Turks have the same productivity as 3.6 gold miners for every other most other civilizations. There are, of course, civilizations with gold related bonus, resource gathering bonuses and such. Bosa is the name of the game for our Turk, and extra TC. So he's going eco, which gives Survivalist an opportunity here to put on some pressure. And immediately the villagers say, oh goodness, a very defensive castle. And no, he's leading. Okay, I was going to say he's leading his opponent straight for the castle, and oh, our Turk sees it. Our Turk sees the monastery. Our Turk sees the castle going up. And so he knows Survivalist is going to be moving out onto the map at some point. Whether to gather relics or not, we'll see. But for his part, he already does have that monastery up, and he is going to collect it. Rather, use the monks to collect the relics. Collect it. No, you don't collect monasteries. I mean, I guess if you're rich enough, you can collect monasteries. A second town center going up for our Briton as well. So he got just enough stone for a castle in the town center. And now he's chasing away. This unit is our Turk. Now, remember, the light cavalry unit is a tiny fraction bit slower than a scout, 1.5 tiles per second to 1.55. So there's no reason that Survivalist should take any kind of damage here on his scout unit. But I did miss the scout becoming a light cavalry unit. Both players sitting in the low 30s when it comes to villager count. Neither player really moving out onto the map just yet. Our Turk has now seen all 5 relics and gets the first one, by the way. And Survivalist now sees the 5th one as well, but also sees that white dot on the minimap disappear. So he knows that his opponent has gathered a relic. And Survivalist is starting to go longbows. Okay, he gets a relic of his own, takes the one that's safe nearby, and longbows are out. Okay, we'll see how well they do. Remember, all scout units for the Turks come with extra free pierce armor. So a 3 pierce armor against a 6 base attack. Now with fletching is becoming a 7 attack. And Survival is just adding quantity right now. Interesting that he's providing an honor guard of longbows. Does he even have a barracks? No. So Survivalist is going full on longbow build, and he is adding another one. Will we see the first kill? We see the first kill of the game at the 19-minute mark. Holy moly, we had to wait for that one. As the longbows move forward, one light cavalry unit is going to intercept the monk for sure. Another light cavalry unit moves in. Why did he run away? Did he think he was going to die to the longbows? There are 6 of them here. Okay. Now, Bodkin being added as well. Remember, in Castle Age, these longbows come with extra range for free, which is why you'll see with Bodkin, the attack is 6+2, but the range is not 5+2, it's 5+3. And then in Imperial, if we get there, it'll be 5+4, assuming that he doesn't upgrade them any further. 2 more town centers. So I thought he would put one in a bit of a forward position here between these 2 resource patches. And man, oh man, is he going heavy on the stone again, Survivalist. 9 villagers on stone. Our Turk, even though his stone isn't being lamed, and even though it's eminently lameable, he's not going stone at all. So he's got one of the 2 structures he needs to go up to Imperial Age, although Imperial Age is a pipe dream at the moment. And somehow off the back of 3 or 4 villagers only, our Turk has managed to get almost 500 gold. That is just, anytime you see these civilizations with resource gathering features, I think during the live stream a few nights ago, we were talking about the Malians, for example, quote unquote, dropping off 10% more gold. It really does have a massive impact. You just need fewer villagers on that resource, which means you have more villagers on other resources, which means you can build up your economy, build up your settlement. Very interesting situation happening here with Dr. Doolittle Monk speaking to that tiger. It looks like all the relics on the map have been accounted for. Our Turk takes 3-2. Survivalist is heading this way, but the dot is no longer on the map, and so he should know that the relic is not there. And so stage 2 of Arena has officially ended. Survivalist gets another kill. Might get another one. Might get another one. Oh, trying to lure these 2 light cavalry units into thinking they can take on a scout while some archers fire from behind. But here we go. Let's see it. Tiger goes down. I mean, these guys know they have 8 range, right? Fires a volley, but the light cavalry do survive. No armor upgrades, no upgrades at all for our Turk at the moment. There's the secondary structure, the siege workshop. Not a bad play when your opponent is going archer units. I'm assuming we're going to get to see a mangonel being trained out of here, unless our Turk is, of course, going fast Imperial. 23 minutes in, he's just 400 food away. Will he build a mango? Will he wait? Survivalist is here with an army. He's just now getting loom, but not exactly the scariest of armies, longbows. They can reach far into your base, but the damage they do is not exactly crazy. And there are enough structures here. I love this odd serpentine secondary wall from our Turk. This is just absolutely beautiful. Usually you see this, houses against the walls, and you don't normally see little alleys and avenue. Very, very cool to see. Army counts 18-5. Our Turk is now getting fletching himself for what? What is our Turk doing? 3 archery ranges to the back. Are we going to get to see cav archers? Extra thick cav archers against extra range longbows that are now going to have ballistics. Another castle goes up right as our Turk clicks up to Imperial. Which TC are you going to be? The one to the back, of course. There it is. I mean, if you're going to attack anything, attack the monastery, no? Try to dehouse the relics. Try to get them out of there. Or maybe the mangonel, the siege workshop. Try to get that counter unit to not get trained. And yet instead he's attacking the house. Why is he attacking the house? Does he think he can bust into here and this will be his avenue of attack? If so, then attack the palisade. Odd choice of target here for our Briton, who maybe is just kind of patiently waiting for that mangonel to come out. Looks like our Turk's going to get his first kill of the game. No, he runs away. A healthier light cavalry unit moves in. So, actually, I should say second kill of the game. Ah, 2 units with good range meet face to face, but down goes the mangonel. Longbows are so good at killing mangonels. It looks like they're also good at killing light cavalry units, even the ones that come with extra pierce armor. And Survivalist has handcart, as does our Turk. He has 4 town centers to the 3 of his opponent. He's ahead 6 villagers. He's ahead 15 army count. But with an Imperial Age Turk, oh my goodness, he is gonna get hit real hard. Oh, he thought he thought this was open. This is exactly what I was looking at earlier in the game. Now our Turk is gonna catch up in terms of villager count pretty soon. Another mangonel trained. But will it come out of that siege workshop? And there we go. He hits Imperial. Now they are hussars. And now these basic longbows, even with a +2 Botkin boost, need to get the hell out of here. This is a lot of hussars with 5 pierce armor against your 8 attack. And they have bloodline. So they're at the full 95 HP. So bye-bye longbows. A nice cleanup here for our Turk. And down goes the last of the longbows. What is this red infrastructure here? A hastily constructed outpost. A villager running the hell away sees that the Turk is on the warpath, and the Turk, 13 hussars. I can't imagine he's going to stay on hussars for very long. Not with 4 archery ranges to the back. And yeah, not with thumb ring being researched. Very cool wall off here by Survivalist to save his stone income. Is he going to plop down another castle? He does have half the stone for it. But he is systematically being blinded out on the map. His outposts are being taken down. He has this 1 scout unit still from the early stages of the game. And he is starting to add pikemen. So Survivalist has transitioned from kind of, but not really, offense to a very interesting defense. I say interesting because there are 3 bombard cannons already out. So this is basically going to become a game of zoning. Not the kind of zoning, you know, you need when you want to rent out your basement apartment and you need permission to turn your single family residence into a duplex. No, no, no. This is the game of red is going to avoid the giant cannonballs of green, and green is going to try to avoid the arrows, far-reaching arrows of red. Both of them are preparing their meat shields. Better one, I think, going to the Turks at the moment, although if our Briton doesn't have gold. I was going to say, if our Briton goes to Halberdier, maybe not, but looks like both of them are getting bracer, but oh, there they are. 7 cavalry archers are being trained. And here we go. The game of zoning begins. And really, the game of zoning is a game of micro. Survival is cool as a cucumber here. I'm a little surprised Lucky is not bringing his bombard cannons down here. He doesn't even need to destroy these houses. He can just start firing away at the villagers if he wanted to, get a whole bunch of villager kills. Houses are down, which does allow the hussars to move in, but they are met with some pikemen, a castle, longbows, and Survivalist is going yeoman. That will add an extra +1 range. He does not have any towers. It also adds a, I believe, a +2 attack to towers, which he might want to start getting. Another castle, this one very rear facing. Another way of saying that is it's in the very, very back of Survivalist's base. Populations are identical. Villager counts are 5 apart. Army counts are 6 or 7 apart. Survivalist building a wall off. Might want to build it here, although if you build it here, the cannons are going to basically blast you to hell. And what is our Turk getting? He's getting forging. He's getting leather archer army, Parthian tactics, bosa. I also think I saw gold mining for him. 80 HP on a cav archer is good, but with Sipahi, that goes up to 100 HP. And here we go. Oh, when the bombard cannonballs land. So far, the game of zoning looks like our Turk is doing a little bit better than our Briton. Although that being said, as much as our Turk has busted into here, ran in here, saw some pikemen, blah, 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 he hasn't really stopped the stone gathering. Warwolf as well for our Briton has not stopped the stone mining operations, and Survivalist just needs another 100 stone. Okay, he's at least at the point. Wait, why is his stone count going down? Oh, he's repairing the castle. I was wondering why the hell his stone count was going down. He was at 550. Okay, now he's at enough. Anything above 550 is great, because then you can just buy 100 stone and place a fourth castle, and he's at 577. So you can spend another 27 bricks to repair this castle, and then he sees that his opponent's not pushing in, and so he goes back to mining the stone. Okay, so our Turk is building a very problematic army. I said the Britons struggle against civs like the Celts, for example. That's because the Celtic siege is just, I mean, the Britons struggle against anything that has very, very heavy hitting unit, elite longbow notwithstanding. And our Turk is about to have all of the heavy hitting units. He's going up to siege ram. There's Sipahi. So let's do a little tour of the Turkish army, because our Turk is literally throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent, although, of course, no hand cannoneers. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Michael Jackson, light cav archer here. So we're seeing 100 HP cavalry archers, fully upgraded, by the way, with Parthian tactics, 6 pierce armor and 100 HP against a Briton longbow, which has no armor except 1 pierce armor and 40 HP. And then you have fully upgraded hussars with 7 pierce armor that are now inside the base. Is this walled off? It is now. Palisade or wall? Normal wall. Okay. This might be a perfect time for a Turk to attack, by the way. Okay, so the hussars are stuck in here. They are facing off against pikemen. These are not Aztec pikemen. These are not Burmese pikemen. These are not Japanese pikemen. These are just basic Briton pikemen, and now Lucky is going to be very annoying. I was going to say Survivalist is shooting fish in a barrel, but those fish are flopping and jumping around. Okay, so Survivalist did manage to take almost all the stone here. We'll see if that hurts our Turk. And Survivalist is also up to halberdiers, which are now chasing here. So, siege rams, which the Briton has very little answer to, except villagers and halberdiers. Halberdiers are, of course, getting sniped by Parthian tactics, augmented cavalry archers that have a +6 attack bonus against them. And once the gates are down, these ridiculously powerful hussars with the extra pierce armor are coming in. Flaming ball, there's your blast damage. Survivalist is targeting the cav archers. Not a bad move out of him, but what the hell do you do to stop these siege rams? I guess you could have gone champions? The Britons, all things aside, do have a pristine infantry line. Oh no, bombard balls, bombard balls! That could have been a lot worse. Survivalist has staggered his longbows. He is not picking off these bombards, which, by the way, unbeknownst to yours truly, have gotten artillery and now have 14 range. Literally one of the few units in the game, siege engineers aside, that can actually outdistance a longbowman. And Survivalist has held. He's lost the castle, he lost some infrastructure, but he has held. It looks like the fish in the barrel are trying to come out. Oh, but he's losing villagers up here to the north. But the real battle is here to the southeast of our Britain's base, who is placing yet another very rear-facing castle. Okay. Army count, Survivalist is not down that much. Villager count, he is down about 20. Our Turk is at 100 population. 20 army units queued. Survivalist barely scratching 150, and when you're the Britons, that number should be in reverse. Now there's hussars to the rear of the base, but there's a, you know what? I was critical of the rear castle. Now it doesn't look too bad, does it? Maybe Survivalist was expecting to get penetrated by the Turk, who is now chasing a Treb, which he does get it to half health. And for the second time, our Turk is pushed back. But now he's coming with infrastructure of his own. He has gobbled up the map, and now it looks like he's also gobbling up some neutral gold. No, these are siege workshops. I thought there was a maybe a mining camp or something next to that siege workshop. Oh, this is the last thing you need to be doing, is attacking siege rams with longbows. Longbows, which, by the way, are fully upgraded, except for armor upgrades. Survivalist opting to hit hard rather than be able to take a punch. And so confident is our Turk in his ability to destroy this castle. He's bringing forward his cav archers, but with 6 pierce armor and 100 HP, not the biggest risk in the world. Ram, from no doubt this siege workshop, is laying a waste to the housing of the Briton. And now the battle is continuing, and the third time's the charm here for our Turk, who manages to finally bust through all of the lines of defenses, places a very aggressive castle inside the base here. And holy moly, is he here with all of the heavy hitting units. Like I said, the only thing we're missing is basically hand cannoneers or janissaries. And aside from that, look at this swarm of green. That being said, Survivalist does have a huge number of longbows, 39 of them. Is it enough to one-shot Hussars? It doesn't seem like it, although they are not really targeting Hussars in a one-shot. And little by little, our Briton is just being pressed further into the recesses of his base. He can contest this one Treb. He does have the better Treb, even though it's at half health. Might want to repair it. Although our Turk does seem to be focused on the town center. Oh, Warwolf Trebs. They are ridiculously powerful. Ooh, here we go. Will he get the Treb? No, he does not. Fantastic hold here by Survivalist, but he is down 40 population. He's down to 86 villagers. Almost 40 villagers below his opponent. And that is all she wrote. What an absolute stunning display, actually, of both civilizations. I was going to say of the offensive capabilities of the Turk, especially with all of these heavy hitting units. Oh, Survivalist tapped out, not realizing that he was 28 seconds away from being bombard cannoned to death. And remember, the artillery upgrade, as much as it gives the BBCs extra +2 range, it also gives the bombard towers extra range. And what an absolute epic push by our Turks. Survivalist had an opportunity here earlier on in the game when he had that death pebble of longbows to try to get something done. But he was instead attacking the house. He did manage to get it to 417 HP, so congratulations on that. But at the end of the day, the Turks are not a civilization that you really want to give a long leash to. You want to keep your eyes on them. You want to keep tabs on them. And Survivalist did do a good job with his outposts and keeping the eyeballs out on the map. Unfortunately for him, our Turk just hit Imperial. Our Turk pushed out, and our Turk has more relics now, tiefing even the one of the 2 relics that was here. Now the last relic is being taken home. Although I'm hoping for his sake he built a monastery a little bit closer by. No, they are going a very long distance. At this point, the Turk might as well have just built a monastery. But wow, what an absolute display of the power of the Turk. We again saw both unique technologies. Some of the technologies, like I was thinking earlier during the live stream a few days ago, we were discussing the Malay on Arabia, for example. That's a civilization where, as cool as forced levy is, you don't really see thalassocracy very often on Arabia, right? Because there's no water on Arabia aside from a few small lakes. So some civilizations have, you know, split unique technologies. Some of them are not as useful as others. I'm looking at you, Nomads. I'm looking at you, Great Wall. But the Turks putting a full on display here. We got Sipahi cav archers fully roided out. We've got bombard cannons fully roided out with artillery. And even though they don't get siege engineers, because that would just be unfair. 15 range bombard cannons would just be way too unfair. Ultimately, we saw the cool Hussar with the extra armor, and just all of that extra armor, extra range does help them throw their weight very powerfully at a civilization like the Britons, which again, maybe needed cavaliers instead of halberdiers. Especially with Parthian tactics, we thought the attack bonus is a +6 against the spearman, who only has 60 HP. That's the bonus alone is 1/10 of their HP. and the attack speed on the Cav Archer, I think, is almost twice as fast as the Halb. Yeah, 1.8 to 3. Not that the Halbs can even close on any of these Cav Archers. Let's take a look at the kill count. 55 kills, 66 kills. So good death balls for both players, but unfortunately one side had bombard cannons and basically Huskarl level hussars, and the other side has, as cool as they are, the longbows. They're, like I said, their base attack is a 7, so they attack on an 11. They just do a little bit of damage here and away, chipping away at HP, and that is exactly what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to be bombard cannons on 2 feet, for example, attacking on a 40 with all these awesome building destroying bonuses. And ultimately, though, our Britain just failed to put up a meat shield. The destruction of this wall with all of those siege rams was the first of many dominoes to fall. And even though Survivalist did an amazing job holding, once repelled the Turks, twice repelled the Turks, but the third time's the charm, especially with the castle, the reinforcements, and ultimately the bombard tower push that was coming. He has the golden stone for it, so our Turk would have absolutely had a field day. And I think Survivalist made a good decision here, ignoring the armor upgrades. Not that they're very expensive, not that he can't afford them, but the attack upgrade is really what you need right now. You want to kill these units as quickly as possible before they can even close on your army, and that is exactly what range is supposed to be all about. And unfortunately, 46 minutes in, Survivalist, after a third attempt to hold, just falls to the Turks, and the northern portion of his base eviscerated, southern portion eviscerated, center being pressed into. And as much as he can expand into here with more farms and bamboo lumberjacks, he just does not have the numbers. He's down 40 villagers, and even though he still does have 57 army count, that army count will be reduced to 20 if this army closes in on it. Like I said, 100 HP on a Cav Archer with Parthian tactics and 6 Pierce armor is about as bad news bears as you can get for a longbow. These two units attack on the same, but one has 6 armor, one has 1 armor, and one has 100 HP, one has 40 HP. Ignoring everything like range and attack speed. Just those 3 statistics alone tell you what you need to know in a 1v1, although not really supposed to be 1v1, right? With a longbow, you're supposed to have a lot more of these than you are supposed to have a lot of these, but doesn't really matter. It is green, our Turk, who gobbles up the map with that late stage Imperial Age push out at the 23-minute mark. He almost had the resources. I think he clicked up at the 24-minute mark, which did give Survivalist a good amount of time to prepare a defense, and he did. I'm surprised he managed to gobble up all the stone here to the south. But ultimately, the Turks, like the Saracens, like many a civilization, once they get the ball rolling in Imperial Age, if you have not handicapped them, crippled them, done some kind of damage to their economy, this is what happens. They get 280 kills, 68 villager kills to your 210 and 2. And that is just the unfortunate reality of some Civ matchups like this. Mostly halberdiers, mostly trash, and then secondary units are the cool ones. 117 longbows to 88 Cav Archers. PKPM right towards the end of the game for Survivalists, as I'm sure no doubt he was plopping down more infrastructure, defending, training, researching, whatever he needed to do. PKPM, okay, right at the very beginning of the game. Economy, oh my goodness, this is a 15,000 difference in economy. Relics, not really playing too big of a role, about double the relic count for our Turk, but look at the gold. Even if you remove that 20% gold mining bonus, that is still almost double the amount of gold for our Turk, who with all of these resources, any conversions 2 to 0, manages to absolutely, not in the first attempt, not in the second attempt, but on the third attempt manages to overrun the Britain settlement, and with that overrunning takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.